Okay, hi, I'm back, and we are here today to talk about the ninth step promises. So, having done the ninth step, we will be working on that for a while because if you watched my video, it talks about on step 9, it talked about um, making amends. And making amends is a process. It's not an event, it's a process. It takes time. And as I said in the ninth step, I hope, video, we talk about having 3 names on our list at any time. And so as those 3 names are put on the list, as we start to make amends, when one name drops off, then we pull another one up from the next list. And so if you remember, I had the categories of, people that I'm ready to make amends to, people that I'm not ready to make amends to, and the people that I say, no way, not in a million years. And by the time I get through the people that I'm ready to make amends to, I'm starting to be willing to make amends to the people I'm having trouble with. And then I can start praying for the people that I'm saying, oh, no way, not ever. And you'll start to see as it happens this way, we do become willing because now we're working on this. There's always something to be done. We can work on the willingness to be willing to even think about being willing. So this is how it starts. And then when we start working the ninth step, we continue on to the 10th step after we've given this, some real thought, and we've, made the list, and we have stepped out and made an amends. And hopefully it goes well. It doesn't always, but we're doing this for us so that we can be relieved. We are saying that we were wrong. We are admitting our faults, and not focusing on the other person's. And I think I said this in the ninth step because I always said that the only thing worse than making an amends is making an amends for the way I made an amends, because I've done that before where I've made an amends and then I said, but, and everything after but is BS. So I would like to read the ninth step promises, and these are found in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Now, this is not an Alcoholics Anonymous video. I'm using the steps from the 12-step programs to do these videos for anybody that would like to work on anything that ails them, because these steps are so powerful. I've said it before over and over. So I'm back in New York. I'm in my car. It's quiet here, and I'm going to read the ninth step promises, and I think these are on page, I want to say, I'll have to look it up, and I'll get to the page 83, I think. I'm not a big book thumper, so I don't know. But I do know the power of these steps. And here are the promises, which are very challenging to believe if you read them when you first start this work. But that's why we go in order. It's so important, you guys, to stay in order with these steps, because we read them out of order and we can't imagine them, and it's going to slow us down, and it's going to give us an excuse of why we can't do what we need to do to get through these steps. Promise, 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 life-changing. And I've made promises in the beginning. If you do what I say, don't ask a million questions, just do what I say 15 minutes a day, and you'll start to move through these steps, and your life will start to change right from step 1. And then by the time we get to step 9, and we've started working step 9, these are the promises in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, but these are the promises that start to come true. You'll start to see them. It says, if we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. And that's what I've been saying, you guys. If we do this work, these promises will materialize. These are really unbelievable promises. And also that feeling of, not having a purpose. I think I talked about that early on in some of the videos, is that I find that with a lot of people, that no sense of purpose. and hard to get out of bed in the morning, you know, if you don't have any kind of sense of purpose. And so the sense of purpose comes from knowing that we will be useful to God, and to be able to use our experiences, no matter how far down the ladder we've gone, that God will be able to use our experiences to help somebody else. That is when you're going to start to see the real benefits and the, ooh boy, I say, if you've ever had a high from alcohol, a drug, a drink, another person, money, material possessions, you are never going to have felt what it feels like to know that you are of service to God and to your fellows. When you know that God has been able to use you to help someone else, it's an unbelievable feeling, and it's one of the things that keeps you coming back, keeps me coming back. So I hope that these promises are interesting enough for you. If you're just sort of skipping through the videos and just checking out what's going on here, not doing the work, I hope that they will entice you to go back and to work these steps. And even if it's just around one small thing, take it through the steps and see how powerful these are. I know I keep saying that word to you guys, but it's powerful. There's no other word for it, because we're talking about coming into a relationship with a power greater than ourselves that could restore us to sanity, and to find out that this power is something that is dependable, something that we can lean on, something that's going to show up for us, and something that when we ask for help, help arrives. It's not something that I have to wonder about, worry about. I can really count on it. So going back, and if you have a problem with one of these steps, go back to the step before it and see, you know, where the snag is, because that's usually what happens, is the step before it, we get hung up. So sometimes we have to go all the way back to 3, back to 1, whatever it takes. It doesn't really make a difference. It's just a lifelong process. And when we finish these steps, for me anyway, I go back and I start working them. There's always something to work on. So they are unbelievable tools. And as you get more comfortable with them, you'll start to see that, like, you could lay your head down on the pillow at night and you're having a problem and you can just take them through the steps mentally. You know, they really do become part of my toolkit to help me with anything, any problem I could possibly have. And it's one of the things that it says in the 7th step. If you remember, I talked about in the 12 and 12 of AA's book, in the 7th step, the last paragraph says, if we could reach the degree of humility that was necessary for us to beat the deadly obsession of alcoholism, then we would be able to handle any other problem that we could possibly have. But this rings true for anything that we have. They're not just I'm not just talking to alcoholics here. I'm talking to people who would love to change something about their lives. And if by now you've done this work, I really hope that you're starting to see the power of this and to see the hope. And now we're coming through this pandemic. So this is May, happy May of 2021. And it sure took me long enough to get through these videos. I'm still going. I'm going to do 10, I promise. But I hope that thus far you found some really wonderful experiences. And if you would love to leave a comment in the chat at the bottom, I would be happy to hear how these steps are affecting you. I've heard a lot of people saying that they've helped in understanding how to work these steps. So if that's because you're in a 12-step program, or that you're just doing these outside of a 12-step program, I'm just really grateful that you're giving me the time and the attention of just listening to what it is I have to say, because all I'm doing is doing my best to translate what I hear in these 12-step literature, meetings, people, all of the years that I've been around these steps, and to see how powerful they really are. So thank you for being with me today, and I hope that you'll come back and watch step 10 as soon as I make it. So thanks for being with me. Thanks.